Bark, bark.
I know I'm going to need mathematics when I grow up because I intend to be an outstanding mayor of a major American city. Why will I need math to be monarch? I mean mayor, excuse me. For one thing, to count votes. I'll also need it to balance budgets. And that won't be easy, even with math. But without math, forget about it. I'll need to estimate how much I can expect from taxes and how much I can spend on social programs and education and subways and cops and ticker tape parades. I'll have to use math to check up on my departments in case I'm surrounded by gonifs. Hey, it could happen. You know, if I can make it here, I'll make it anywhere. Hey, how am I doing? I'll see you around.
Learn math. It's a subject you'll never outgrow.
Hi there, math fans. Dick of Dick and Vern here to tell you something really important. I want you to go now...
Is it important to me?
Is what important to you?
Whatever you're going to say.
No, it's important to the audience.
And not important to me?
That's right. It's not important to you.
Then I'm going home.
Fine. Go home.
I will. But first, I want to hear what's not important to me.
Get pencil and paper. Get pencil and paper so you can play along with But Who's Counting? It's coming up next on Square One TV.
You're right.
About what?
Getting pencil and paper.
It's not important to you, but it is important to the audience.
So tell them to get pencil and paper.
I did.
I bet they didn't do it.
I thought you were going home.
I can't find my keys.
We switch you now to But Who's Counting? Just in time for the finale.
So, I told Dick Clark, when are you going to grow up? He loved it. He's a good friend of mine. Okay, now we find out who our winner is. Will it be our tree surgeon, Limbs Akimbo, or our entrepreneur who has made a fortune combining fast food, chicken, and baseball, Colonel Harlan Foultip? Remember, we're going for the largest sum.
Now, Monty, I feel relatively secure about winning this here little old game.
Stop it, chicken flicker. Look at this.
Yes, 8/4 is larger than 8/5.
Yes, and 6/5 is greater than 1, which is greater than 4/6.
Yes, indeed. And so you are the winner of the first round. Congratulations, Limbs Akimbo. Okay, you kids at home, get pencil and paper ready and play our next round with us, okay? I'm going to spin the wheel 4 times. Your job is to make 2 fractions that yield the largest sum. Ready? Here we go with the first digit. And it's an 8. First digit is an 8. Place that on your fraction maker. And here we go with the second digit, and it is a number 1. It's a number 1. Place that where you think it'll do the most good.
We're going for?
The largest sum. Now, pay attention.
The third digit is a 5. You've got a 5 to work with. And the fourth and final digit is 3.
Oh, I tell you, Monty, that's not exactly the number I was looking for.
Well, have I got a surprise for you? I'm going to let you cast out one of your numbers.
You mean it? We can throw one away.
That's right.
Well, now, you're not as bad as the other contestants said you were.
That's right. Cast it out and replace it with a number. Here we go. It's the number 7. Lucky number 7. Okay, let's see how we did.
Well, now, Monty, what do you think? Did I win?
Well, you tell me. Do you have the larger sum?
He most certainly does not. Look, we both have 8, but 7/3 is greater than 7/5.
so true. The lower denominator makes for the larger number. Limbs Akimbo is our winner. Well, that's all the time we have for this time. Until next time, see you later for But Who's Counting?
Wait, what do I win? What do I win?
Oh, I'm sorry, we ran out of prizes, so you two guys are stuck.
Oh, so she didn't. I say she didn't win a prize.
No, and since you get half of what she gets...
Oh, I get diddly.
That's right. Well, see you next time. Use your noodle. May the math be with you. Bye-bye.
3 pairs of eyes, 3 noses, 3 mouths. How many combinations? Oh, that's a beauty. Nice mustache. Oh, look at that. I used to date her sister. Oh, what a gorgeous bunch of people. I've got to have them over.
27 Faces. Brought to you by Combinatorics, another division of mathematics.
It's more than just arithmetic.
Thank you. Come here. Let me tell you something about math. Let's look at this bill. Let's see. What do we got here? I had 2 plain pies at $6 a piece and 1 with extra cheese. That's 7. Plus 8 cream sodas, $1 a pop adds up to 27. We know the tax is 5% in this great state we live in. Multiply by 3, 15%. That's a tip that I'll be giving. That's math. That's math. That's math. That's how you figure it out. That's math. That's math. Yes, that's math. That's what it's all about. Imagine. Bottom of the 9th, we're up by 3, full count, 2 outs, and 3 men on. A guy comes up hitting .405, 6 homers last month alone. Gotta think. Last year he hit my fastball 6 times out of 7. He was 3 for 5 on my curveball, but only 1 for 4 on my slider. After going over the numbers, I wind up and let one fly. I strike him out with my slider, and I'm voted most valuable guy. Yes, sir. That's math. That's math. That's what it's all about. That's math. That's math. That's math. That's how you strike them out. Imagine an island 3 feet wide, 1,000 feet below. I got to drop a survival box to save a guy named Joe. So I calculate my altitude, direction, and wind speed, and I factor in the box's weight and the angle that I'll need. Now, I'm not ashamed to say I hit a perfect bullseye. I wave and move on. Joe can eat until he gets rescued. I just hope he likes croutons. That's math. That's math. That's math. That's how you figure it out. Yes, that's math. That's math. That's math. Now, the only thing as great as math, as far as I'm concerned, is music that I can dance to. And here's something I recently learned. Music is a kind of math in intervals and beats. Every time I sing a note, every time I tap my feet. That's math. This is math. Math. That's right. Math again. Math! Said math! Oh, I'm gone now. Look at this. Eat that two down. Boot up, boot up, boot up, boot up. Hey, it's not just school. It begins when you close your book. Tread any path and you'll find math everywhere you look. That's math. That's math. That's math. That's math. That's math. That's math. Yes. That's what you can do. That's math. That's math. That's math. That's math. Math, 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 math. That's math. Yes. That's math. That's what you can do with math.
Welcome back to the Open Wide Open, brought to you by Jest, the toothpaste with a sense of humor. Nick Jackloss tees off on the 9th. That's what you call a perfect parabola. Jackloss can't find his ball anywhere. Let's look at that shot again. Yes, a perfect parabola. Parabolas, brought to you by geometry. Another division of mathematics. It's more than just arithmetic.
The story you are about to see is a fib, but it's short. The names are made up, but the problems are real.
It was Monday, 9:43 a.m., and thunderstorms were sweeping toward Manhattan from the north. Travel was a mess. The GW Bridge was jammed. The Throgs Neck Bridge was jammed. Traffic was at a standstill on the east side bridges. Dental patients on Park Avenue were complaining about their bridges. There was even a slowdown on the Lloyd bridges. I was working the day watch out of Mathnet. My partner is George Franklin. The boss is Joe Greco. My name is Tuesday. I'm a mathematician. A mathematician who has just beaten the rain.
Boy, we are in for a wet one.
Morning, Pard.
Hi, Pat. Get wet?
Nope, just missed it.
Not by much. Pat, look at the way the wind is blowing the rain.
Uh-huh.
That is one potent force. I wonder how strong the wind has to blow to make the rain change direction this much.
Don't know.
How was your weekend, Pat?
Uneventful. Yours?
Oh, mine was eventful. Martha and I went to an opening at MoMA. You know, the Museum of Modern Art.
Uh-huh. What was up?
An exhibit of the new pre-interesting artist, Noah Vale. He paints sandwiches.
Sandwiches.
Uh-huh.
What medium? Watercolors, oils, acrylic?
Mustard.
He paints sandwiches in mustard?
Uh-huh. He was a protege of Salvador Dali.
George.
Truth. One of his most pre-interesting pieces was an absolutely blank canvas.
What's it called?
Hold the Mustard.
George, one of these days, the men with the nets... Pat Tuesday. Oh, really? Of course. Put him on, Captain Greco. Thad Green is on the phone.
The chief?
Uh-huh.
From our old hometown, California?
Pick up the phone, George. Hello, Chief Green. It's Pat.
Pat, how are you?
I'm just fine, sir. Thank you.
Hi, Chief Green. It's George Franklin Mathnet. I went to the Museum of Modern Art this weekend.
I don't care, George. I've got a job for you, too.
What's up, Chief?
Remember the case of the Despair Diamond?
Oh, the diamond that was worth a fortune? And everyone thought it brought bad luck to the owner?
Well, it has resurfaced.
That case was solved. I thought the gem was given to charity.
It was. It's about to be exhibited at a grand charity gala in Northern California, and there's fear that it might be stolen.
How can we help?
2 ways, George. Number 1, don't steal it. Number 2, get to Monterey, California. Make sure no one else steals it.
But, Chief, we can't just pick up and...
I've already cleared it with Captain Greco, and I've faxed you the info on the BG.
Information on the background, Pat.
I wish you good luck.
Partner, let's roll.
You mean, let's fly. I'm getting a little concerned. Pat's usually prompt. Martha's commented on it. Oh, she's my wife. Martha, not Pat. Pat's my partner.
Traffic was heavy today, but I'm sure she'll make it.
We're going to Monterey, California.
This plane's going to San Francisco, California.
Oh, sure, I know. We're going to change planes there and then continue on. This flight's scheduled to leave at noon.
Uh-huh. And arrive at 2:43.
That's 2 hours and 43 minutes. Of course, we're flying across 3 time zones.
Uh-huh.
So we're actually in the air 5 hours and 43 minutes.
That's the scheduled time, and it could be longer today.
How so?
Headwinds.
Right, headwinds. Because we're flying into the wind currents.
As I was told that the headwinds could reach 200 miles an hour today.
These planes usually fly at about 450 miles per hour.
Uh-huh. That's a 200-mile-an-hour headwind.
Would slow us down to about 250.
Could delay us as much as an hour. Certainly a lot faster than our forefathers made the trip in their covered wagons.
Yeah, I'll say.
Nice chatting with you.
You leaving?
No, just going up to the flight deck.
Flight deck?
Uh-huh. It's easier to steer the plane from up front.
Sorry I'm late, George. Good morning, Captain.
Glad you made it. Your friend's becoming a little concerned.
He's a worrywart.
Where have you been?
Didn't you read Thad Green's info? Info? Information, George?
I know what info means, Pat. I didn't see anything in it that said you were supposed to be late.
Said we might have to go undercover.
So?
So I had to get some clothes out of the cleaners. Sue me.
Know how long this flight is, Pat?
Yes. Can't you just sit back and enjoy the flight for once?
Sure. That's the way you want it to be. Of course. Do you know how much this baby weighs, fully loaded?
Yes.
So do I.
Good. 565,000 pounds.
Right. You can take that with you when you leave. It's free.
What did you get from the facts from Chief Green?
Well, there have been a number of jewelry heists in the area over the past few months.
Right, and the chief is pretty sure who done it.
Right. An international playboy named... What was it?
Archie Leach.
Ah, yes. Archie Leach.
For months, he's been in, around, or about every la-di-da society affair when precious jewelry was stolen.
And the police are sure he's the thief, but they can't prove it.
This is a strange case, Pard. We think we know who did it, but he hasn't done it yet.
True. The report says undercover cops have been tried before.
Yes, and Archie Leach is slick. He recognizes them and doesn't pull any hanky-panky. We're going to have to be good actors to pull this off.
Yeah, if we're going to catch a thief.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We have reached our cruising altitude of 37,000 feet.
That's exactly 40 feet more than 7 miles above the ground, Pat.
Uh-huh.
Approximately 7 miles above the ground. For those of you seated on the right side of the aircraft, you can get a breathtaking view of Elmira, New York. Those of you on your left will have to use your imagination. Thank you for flying American Airlines.
We're about to start our in-flight movie, The Fraud of the Wright Brothers, Why Man Can't Fly, starring the only man Will Rogers ever met and didn't like, Wiley Post. For those of you next to the windows, please lower your shades so your fellow passengers don't throw their in-flight food at you in flight.
Into the San Francisco area and are presently about 80 miles southwest of the airport. Those of you on the right side of the aircraft have a beautiful view of Monterey Bay and the Carmel Peninsula.
Who did the chief say was meeting us in Monterey, Pat?
The sheriff. A fellow named Mooney Rooney. We made a quick change of planes at the San Francisco airport, and in a matter of minutes we were landing in Monterey.
I think I'm supposed to meet you folks. Sheriff Mooney Rooney.
I'm Pat Tuesday. This is my partner.
George Frankley, Mathnet.
Frankly, Pat. Bags.
Oh, thank you, sir. As the sheriff helped us with our luggage, he told us we were about to be late for a preview showing of the Despair Diamond. The diamond was the centerpiece of a gala that hoped to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for the Save the Out of Doors Fund. Very important. Then, a slight delay.
Bing! What's wrong, Sheriff Mooney?
Oh, it's a parking ticket. It's a parking ticket for parking in a no parking zone. This is the third one I've got this week.
But you're the sheriff.
Yeah, but the sheriff has to set a good example, don't he?
I guess so. Who gave you the ticket?
I did. Oh, come on. Let's go. Throw him in here.
It took a little doing, but we finally got organized and got in the car. We were headed for our home away from home, the hotel, so that we could change out of our Mathnet uniforms and into undercover clothes. We changed as quickly as we could while the sheriff waited for us at the hotel. As we got ready to leave for the gala to keep our watchful eyes on the Despair Diamond, the sheriff filled us in on some last-minute details. Though the hostess of this fancy affair knew we were Mathnetters undercover, the sheriff told us she could be trusted. He said, "Let's roll." So for the moment, at least, we felt right at home. The sheriff took us to an estate on the famed 17-mile drive overlooking the Pacific Ocean. It was a very beautiful place. Some digs, huh?
This is the high rent district, Pat. This place is owned by our hostess, a real dowager named Lady Esther.
Lady Esther?
Lady Esther Astor Astute.
So this is...
The Esther Astor Astute estate.
Just remember, you're my husband.
Martha's going to be surprised.
We were using the phony names Nick and Nora Chuck, posing as choice beef growers from Omaha, Nebraska.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Whom shall I say is calling?
Nick and Nora Chuck.
Please follow me. Yes. Nick and Nora Chuck.
Oh, how nice to see you.
Lovely to meet you. afternoon, Lady
Good
Astute.
afternoon, Lady Astute.
Thank you so much for coming, both of you. Thank you. Oh, please do come in, won't you? And have a cup of tea. It's so exciting having you here.
Lady Esther. Oh, I swear you look younger with each breath you take.
Archibald, you irascible scrapple of falderall. Oh, I want you to meet some old friends, Nick and Nora Chuck of the Omaha Chucks. This is Archibald Leach.
How do you do?
Hello, Mr. Leach.
Howdy.
It's so wonderful of Lady Astute to give of her time and money to help save the out-of-doors. Don't you agree, Mr. Leach?
Oh, indeed I do. I've always been very fond of the out-of-doors. Gives me something to walk through while moving from my manse to my auto.
What do you do, Mr. Leach?
Do? About what?
I meant, well, for a living.
I'm sorry, I don't speak Omaha East.
Oh, don't be an obnoxious twit, Archibald. Archibald is a remittance man.
Yes, as was my father before me and his father before him. I come from a very long line of black sheep.
Do you covet fine jewelry, Mr. Leach?
I can take it, or leave it. Oh, darling, I fear I must be going.
No.
Yes. But, Nora, I was wondering if I might interest you in a game of golf one of these fine days. At my club, of course.
We'd love to, Mr. Leach. If I'm invited, I presume.
Yes, you do. Bring me on.
Caviar, please. Would you, care to partake? No, thank you.
What is that cloth? It's like fish eggs.
It's caviar, sir. Caviar on Zwieback.
Zwieback?
Simply everyone's on a diet.
Oh, grab one, Pat. Fish eggs on shirt cardboard.